everybody, this is Jennifer. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm gonna give you a good reading catch up. So what I finished since our last discussion, what I'm currently reading, and what I hope to read casually in the month of December. So the thing I finished since we last talked was a part of my nonfiction November TBR, and it's All Right. The oral history of Richard Linklater's Dazed and Confused by Melissa Mayers. I gave that 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. I loved the movie and I loved this book about the movie. And like, it could have been closer to 4 stars, except it was just really, it was engaging and it kept me up past my bedtime. And when it takes so much of my focus and I'm really just like into it and it ends up being a pretty good read, that's one of the things that makes it a 5-star for me. So there were a bunch of interesting stories from all kinds of people who were involved in the movie and in Richard Linklater's life, including his high school and some of the stories where, you know, that some of the history that helps make up the movie. Let's see. So a lot of things in the book emphasizes this us versus them dynamic. One, the movie is really an us versus them with like teenagers versus like the adults who are trying to impose their rules on them and things like that. And just trying to get one over on your parents and have like a beer bust in the woods and stuff. And then the indie and the rogue filmmakers trying to like get one over on the studio system who was bankrolling this movie. So there were tensions and the bonds between coworkers, which was really cool. There's a very compelling discussion about nostalgia and whether this is a nostalgia movie or not, because Richard Linklater definitely did not want it to be a nostalgia movie. He feels like the movie is definitely anti-nostalgia, as in the teenagers are like, just don't tell me these are the best years of my life, because they're not happy and they can't wait to be adults. So when people are viewing the movie as like a fond look back on their childhood, it's kind of like, there's always this like artist vision versus what people who are looking at the art and watching this movie get from it. And there's always, there's going to be discrepancies between those things. So yeah, there was a lot going on in this movie. There was a lot going on in this book about this movie, and I really appreciated it. So the next thing I did is I went rogue and I got the audiobook version of Stories to Tell, a memoir by Richard Marx. And he is an 80s and 90s pop star. And there's stories from his childhood and from his career. It's not a really deep dive. I think this like set of stories is a good like overview of some interesting periods in his life and career, including the story of my favorite song of his, Shoulda Known Better. Does not come off very good in that, but like, I love that song. So I was happy to hear that story, even if, shame on you, Richard Marx. Anyway, so, well, he feels bad enough about it. I didn't realize how much work he did behind the scenes. I knew he was a songwriter, but I didn't realize how much he produced. And he has produced a lot. And he's worked with a whole bunch of people, including Kenny Rogers, Keith Urban, all kinds of, like, a wide variety of people. Sometimes it's a little awkward. And this is mostly on me, I guess, because I don't feel like it's his fault. But like sometimes, you know, he is a famous person and he's worked and lived with famous people like all his life. So it's not uncalled for that there's a lot of name dropping and a whole lot of like, oh look, this went you know, sometimes it feels a little awkward to me, but I feel like that's on me. I don't feel like it's on Richard Marx. Because I think he's pretty matter of fact and I don't think he's like obnoxious with it. It's just, I find it a little awkward. So those are the last two things I finished for nonfiction November. I did not read anything else off of my like listed TBR. But I think like, okay, so I put aside Confessions of the Solitary Walker by Jean-Jacques Rousseau. I felt like it was kind of bogging my reading down a little. And added to that, the fact that my Kindle book was not a very good copy and it had so many spelling and punctuation errors. It was taking me out of the essays and stuff. So I've decided until I can get a better version of that, I'm just going to leave it alone. Let's see here. I am currently reading a few things. I am reading Finnish, Give Yourself the Gift of Done by John Acuff. I'm at 63% on that one. So I do anticipate that I'll finish all these by the end of December. So it's basically about like why people tend to start things and not finish them, which is a problem I have. And some basic themes like I'm finding in here is one, it's a very anti-perfectionism. Like every page or two, it's like, don't do like, it's not that preachy. It's just very anti-perfectionism. And it champions making realistic goals that fit into your life and that are fun, so that you're not everything's like, if everything you do to work towards your goals is a slog, the chances you're going to reach that goal just shrink. So those are some of the things I've picked up so far. On audio, I am listening to Where the Deer and Antelope Play by Nick Offerman. It has a long ass subtitle that I'm not going to say, and I did not write it down and I don't know it, but it does. Let's see. So I'm about 36% done with that. So about a third of the way. There's a lot of nature, and with every Nick Offerman every Nick Offerman book you read, there's a lot of Wendell Berry. So he's like going on hikes in national parks and Glacier National Park, and going like whitewater rafting and stuff with Jeff Tweedy from Wilco and George Saunders. So that's the first part, their trip there. And like, it's not solely about that. He kind of offshoots into different things that he uses that as a jumping off point, a frame of reference. And now he is visiting a shepherd in Cumbria in England. I'm liking it pretty good. I love Nick Offerman's delivery on his audiobooks. So that's working for me. It does also mention this is a fairly recently written book. So it does mention COVID and recent politics and stuff like that. And again, I'm hoping to finish that by December. I don't know what I'm going to read for audiobooks after that, but we'll see. Okay, so I have a very casual and light TBR for the end of December. I am reading a reread, The Stupidest Angel, a heartwarming tale of Christmas terror by Christopher Moore. And in this, the angel Raphael visits the city of Pine Cove and wreaks some havoc. I read this before with a book club, and I really, and I enjoyed this a great deal. So I am looking forward to that reread. And then before the end of the year, this book is supposed to come out on Kindle. If it gets pushed back, it'll be a January read. But it's Minding Their Manners by M.Q. Barber. And it is a romance. It's book 6 in the Neighborly Affection series. And Alice's sister is coming to stay with them. And there's going to be some family drama. So I'm looking forward to this because it's been a while since there's been a new book in this series, and I love Henry, Alice, and Jay. So we'll see how it goes. Hey, so that is my reading update. I might have another one by the end of the year. I don't know. I'm not super motivated to make videos right now or to do much of anything. It's kind of like the time change and then the like winter holiday doldrums. And I'm just like, I'm taking things as they go, hence the like really short, light TBR for December. But in general, my reading has been going pretty good the last part of the year. Let me know if you've read any of the books that I've mentioned or what y'all are reading right now. I'd be happy to hear about it. Hope y'all have a very happy holidays if we don't see each other again before the end of the year. And yeah, that's it. Bye.